Now, normally, I will wait till I evaluate a product before I will show it, normally. But I'm just far too excited about what is in this box. So this is from MKM in Montiago, Italy. And I can't believe just how fast it actually was delivered. And I'm super excited because this will actually be the second multi-tool that has a Magnacut blade. So I don't know if anyone else has reviewed it yet, but we're going to take a look at what's inside, and man, am I excited. So I started to open this package, I want to say, and I'm like, no, I should stop. I need to make sure that we get this and we talk about it on camera. So let me just quickly open the rest, and I figure it seems appropriate to use a Magnacut multi-tool to open a Magnacut multi-tool. So yeah, this is very exciting for me personally because, are these an Italian newspaper? Oh, that's cool. I think that's everything, right? Yep. So this is a new model, and I saw this spoiled, or at least talked about it at Blade Show 2023. So I talked with the rep. I actually have a YouTube short talking about it, and they said it would be coming out sometime the end of the year, close to the end of the year, and of course it is. So I'm pretty excited to be able to show you guys. And it's not going to be for everyone. I want to say this is not going to be for everyone, but I'm pretty excited, personally. This is the Malga 5 in Magnacut with green canvas micarta. Oh, I'm very excited. So, let's take it out and see what we got. So we have an adjustment tool. That's nice. That's the one thing that Swiss Army knives don't get, right? They're all peened. Very cool. All right, so let's take a look at the tool. First and foremost, I like that it has a Phillips driver versus something with a corkscrew. I can't think of the last time I used one. Ooh, good detent on that. Very nice. Very good. Much, but it still has the ability to go a little bit further like the Swiss Army knife. So similar in design. There's a little cutout in the micarta. That is really nice, by the way. Little walk around here. Now, no tweezer or toothpick on this design, but they do have the ability to swap the scales. So if you don't like micarta, you can buy separate scales independently. I think that's a worthy consideration. Now, that's interesting. A little bit of play there. All right, so first of all, let's take a look at the small blade. I thought this was really quite interesting. They have a little serrated knife as the small blade. I don't know how I feel about that. I think they could have just gone with a straight blade, but either way, pretty cool. I'm not sure about what the rest of the implements are made in. That's something that I need to look up, and I'll try to put it here if I can find it. But the big claim here, the big awesome part is they have a Magnacut blade. Now, keep in mind, they have to import this steel from America. It's not made anywhere else. But really like that. So this is made by Mercury in Montiago. Wow, that feels amazing in hand. How's the slip joint? Does it have a half stop? Nope. It's very much like a Swiss Army knife. Nice detent or nice action on that. Very nice. This one also has a scissor. So the design of this is similar to a Fieldmaster. So this is like a Fieldmaster in design. Do I have any paracord? I had it earlier. What did I do with it? I'll have to look for it at a later time. But no, I'm definitely going to give this a shot and try it. This isn't really paracord. I don't think it's going to be a good example, but we can try it. No problem on that. All right, let's take a look. No problem. Pretty clean cut. It's got an interesting feel to it. Very different from Swiss Army knife. Maybe it has to, it might have to do with the milling lines on that. I could kind of feel them, almost like a serration. A little bit of milling lines on that as well. Similar spring design. It might even be the same spring design. It's possible these even are interchangeable. I don't know. With a 91mm Victorinox. That actually is not a bad idea. That's pretty smart. If they did that, I'm really a big fan of that thing. Okay, that's not good. What did they do here? What's happening? Not super thrilled with that functionality. So if I just... Oh, okay. Maybe it was my problem. Just something of note. Now, this also has a saw in it as well. Now, this is a pull cut saw versus a push/pull cut saw that you'll find on the Victorinox tools. It's just a different kind of design, and I think those teeth are a little bit bigger. That means it cuts on the pull and doesn't cut on the push. And that is good when you're, actually, I think that's a good design when you have slip joint, because you're pulling against the blade, which means it's not going to collapse, right? But if you go this way, it's going to go through it a little bit easier. So you might be less likely to slip. Overall, perfectly fine saw. And it has sort of a 90-degree edge, so you can still use it like you would a Victorinox to drill bigger holes. So that's fine. That's pretty much the whole thing. This one, why does it look like it only has 3 layers? Oh, because it does. That's what it is. That's what it is. It doesn't have an opener layer. It doesn't have a can opener. It doesn't have a bottle opener or any of that stuff. That's why it feels so slim. I was like, what? That's kind of strange. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I get it. The only problem now that I have with this design is I feel like I'm missing the flathead. So I like this in some ways, but I wonder if it made more sense to, instead of this small blade, to make that sort of combo tool that you would find on something like a compact, you know, that sort of, and it doesn't have to be a can opener, but it seems like that would have been a perfect opportunity. So you could have literally a compact version of the Fieldmaster. 3 layers with the Phillips on the back. I love the micarta. That's awesome. The nice thin Magnacut blade, that's going to be fantastic. I'm certainly looking forward to trying this out. And yeah, I like the design. I like the shape of the blade. I like that they've actually, see what they've done on one side? And the reason they do that is so that when the blade comes down from the small blade, if there is any play whatsoever, it will automatically slide itself over. Right? Makes sense. But once again, I think you could have potentially, especially with the Magnacut blade, it's going to hold an edge for a long time. They could have gone with a flat head sort of design for this secondary implement. But maybe it's just, maybe they didn't have enough space and it's just a little too thin. If they did that, they might have had to make the spacer a little bit thicker so that they could accommodate a wider flathead. But maybe that's a good consideration for their future design. Either way, though, I'm pretty happy. It's not a cheap, I want to say right now, this is not inexpensive. It's actually quite premium, but it has a true premium feel. I'm excited to try this out. I'm curious what you guys think down below. Is this something you would spend your money on? And I definitely think that the micarta is the way to go. Just a really, really nice design. It's also appreciated that this can be adjusted, and I would imagine that you could take it apart to clean it after maybe using it for a few years. You could fully disassemble the tool and reassemble it. That's something you can't do with a Swiss Army knife, and I've gotten a lot of inexpensive Swiss Army knives on eBay because they were disgusting, like on the inside, and all it took was some proper cleaning methods and you were able to get it clean, and so you can get a cheap Swiss Army knife this way. But this tool, I like it. I'm glad I have it. It's an excellent data point. I do wish that they had the Magnacut blade in that exclusive that you can find at Knife Center, which has the corkscrew on the opposite side of the Phillips. And that one, I believe, has an opener layer. So I think it's a 4-layer knife. But this is very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Let me know what you think. Is this something you would carry as well? Or would you skip it? As always, guys, thank you for your time. And we'll talk again soon.